What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are officially back for our day 3 reaction to the San Francisco 49ers draft. They will be selecting here in a couple picks in the fourth round. They will be selecting 113th overall. And the question becomes, where will the San Francisco 49ers go with this pick? So, what position do you guys think the 49ers need to go after going all defense in the first 2 days of the NFL draft? They went Mykel Williams at 11. They go Alfred Collins, defensive tackle, in the second round. They go Nick Martin for your Dre Greenlaw replacement at linebacker out of Oklahoma State in the third. And to end the night yesterday with pick 100, the San Francisco 49ers go out and get their K'Wan Williams clone in Upton Stout. Upton Stout had a phenomenal call. I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to listen to it, but when John Lynch gave him the call, he was so hyped. He wouldn't let anyone talk, and he just kept saying, "Let's do it. Let's do it, coach. Let's do it, coach." He called John Lynch coach. He called Kyle Shanahan coach, and he called Jed York coach. I loved it. The energy was through the roof. Um, I think a big uh, situation for a lot of fans yesterday. They probably felt that the 49ers reached on Nick Martin and on Upton Stout. But again, I made a big distinction. Maybe it was considered to be rich. However, those are both really good players. I made the distinction comparing it to the Cameron Latu pick from a couple years ago, where Cameron Latu was a reach and he wasn't a good player. So it's a much different scenario. Both of those guys, Upton Stout, Nick Martin, there's a clear role for them, what they're going to come in and do. When you watch Nick Martin, dude, this guy is so fast. He is so freaking fast, and he's basically Dre Greenlaw. So that's what you're getting there. And the 49ers went and got him in the third round. Ty Robinson, Nebraska defensive tackle, goes off the board to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now the New Orleans Saints are on the clock. And then in the batting circle, you have the San Francisco 49ers. So where do the 49ers go here? Do they go and look to add another defensive tackle? Do they go and add a defensive end, maybe a situational pass rusher? Where are the 49ers going to turn for this pick? Let me look at some of your comments to see what positions you guys want to see. I see safety. I see more trenches. I see O-line, wide receiver, running back, more trenches. All right, but this is going to be your last opportunity to get your predictions in. So drop your predictions in the chat. Once you drop those predictions, make sure you go smash that like button on this video. And shout out to everyone who is hopping in the room. All right, the pick is in for the New Orleans Saints. Let's see who they go with. And then that means the 49ers are now officially on the clock. Let's take a look at some of the names that are available. You could go wide receiver. Jalen Royals is on the board. I like him. You got Jack Sawyer off the edge, but that feels like a double dip. I don't think you really need to go there. Marcus Embo, you got right there. Where are the 49ers going to go? Could the 49ers take Byron Sorrell and team him up with his Texas teammate, Alfred Collins, Cam Jackson, J.J. Pegues? Oh, the Saints go Danny Stutzman, Oklahoma linebacker. You got Nick Nash available. You got Lathan Ransom available. You got Alec Ailmanor available. Could this be the Alec pick? I'm waiting to see if Alec ends up on the San Francisco 49ers or not. Could this be David Walker potentially? Where are the 49ers going to go? I could see Marcus, if they go offensive line, I could see Marcus Embo right here for sure. He seems like one of the last offensive linemen in that particular tier that he's in.
I'm Elisa, DeSantis, Global Flag Football Ambassador for the NFL, coming to you live from Paris, France.
All right, the 49ers, if you've noticed, their picks haven't leaked.
2025 NFL Draft. The New Orleans Saints select Danny Stutzman, linebacker.
All right, let's see what the 49ers are going to get.
Selection. This is my third off-the-ball linebacker in this draft. That was a little bit of a drop after Schlesinger, but he was the next one up.
So for me, I would be fine with O-line. I would be fine with D-line again. In regards to interior defensive tackles, let me see here. Because I still think they need 2 more defensive linemen. I still think they need interior defensive tackle. And I still think they need another edge. Oh, Aeneas Peebles is available. Aeneas Peebles, I really like him as an interior pass rusher. Jordan Phillips is available. I like Jordan Phillips. Junior Tafuna, but he's probably a little too soon for that pick right here. So Aeneas Peebles is an interesting one. He's a guy that went on a 30 visit with the San Francisco 49ers, and again, he is more of a interior pass rushing defensive lineman, very quick, very fast. He would be a good complement. But you also have C.J. West. So there's some good defensive tackles here. I mean, C.J. West, Jordan Phillips, or Aeneas Peebles, those 3 seem like they could be good options here. Jed York is on a mission, dude. Jed York just tweeted, maybe we should do something a little different here. Oops, Saleh just walked in the war room. That's hilarious. Jed York is on one right now. All right, the pick is in. All right, let's see what we're going to get. We're definitely going defense.
San Francisco 49ers select C.J. West.
C.J. West, let's go. This is a great pick. We just talked about C.J. West as a potential option. This is a great pick. To me, I think he can play 3 downs. If you want an instant kind of player comp, he reminds me of DJ Jones. I think this is a great pick. This is phenomenal. I've mocked C.J. West to the San Francisco 49ers. I even know in some of our follower mocks that we have done, we have also taken C.J. West here. So the defensive tackle out of Indiana, this is a good one. This is a guy who can be stout on the interior against the run, but he can also get after the passer as an interior rusher. Again, he's a guy that is more – Aeneas Peebles is more of a pass rush specialist on the interior, CJ West is a guy who can do it on all 3 downs. So again, this is their DJ Jones, bro. This is crazy. We were talking about this last night, how with Robert Saleh being back in the building, how a lot of these picks resemble a lot of the players that they had on their 2019 run. So when you think about it, we talked about Upton Stout as being a K'Wan Williams clone. And then you have sorry, I'm posting. You have Nick Martin as a Dre Greenlaw clone. This is a great pick. All right, let me get this posted, and then we can lock in and talk about this one. All right, I haven't seen the chat. How are we feeling about this one? Let me know what you guys are thinking in the chat. This is, to me, a great selection that solidifies and anchors the 49ers defensive line. This is exactly what we were looking for, man. This is a reason why we have. So these were 2 players that I like to mock quite a bit. CJ West and Jordan Phillips. They're very similar players. And so the archetype is there. And they go with CJ West. Wow, I love it. I love it. DJ Jones clone, baby. All right, we're off to a good start. Oh, yeah, and look. In one of my recent mocks, I took CJ West right there in the 4th round. So you love to see it. I like this pick. Dude, the 49ers are cooking, man. We knew it was going to be a lot of defense.
He's pretty good. Who else we might have heard of?
I love it. I love it. So in mock draft 4.0, I got CJ West in the 4th round. And the San Francisco 49ers take CJ West in the 4th round. All right, let's dive into a little bit and learn a little bit more about his production, his measurables, all that kind of stuff. So CJ West is 6'1", 316 pounds. He had 2 sacks last year, 1 forced fumble, 42 tackles, however. But when you look at his timing, he tested in the 82nd percentile in 40. He ran a sub 540, 4.95, which is pretty impressive for a guy who weighs in over 315 pounds. Also a very impressive vertical, 33-inch vert. That's in the 89th percentile. Doesn't have the longest arms at all. He is 31-inch arms. That's in the 18th percentile. And his wingspan is in the 28th percentile. But he is a good athlete at his size. One of those coffee cans with legs, squatty body type guy. I think, again, as I mentioned, this is a 3-down player. He's a guy who can hold up in the run game. He's perfect for lining up in the 1-tech, kind of right there around the center, in that range. So I think this is a good one. This is a great pick for the 49ers. Fills a need, and he fits exactly the archetype of what we've seen have success with the San Francisco 49ers. Did Jackson Slater just get drafted? Oh, no. Whew. So I like this pick. I think this is a great pick. The 49ers, I see the vision, man. I see what they're doing. Boxing fan said CJ carried that Indiana defense. We got a good one right here, man. So that is the 49ers pick, first pick in the 4th round. They will be back on the clock, I think, at 136, somewhere in that range.
You look at his size, he's not the biggest guy in the world, 229 pounds. I thought he played a little bit bigger than that. It almost got lost.
But yeah, man, this is a great duo. The 49ers stacking Alfred Collins and CJ West. And then you got Michael Williams. Then you got Nick Martin. And then you got Upton Stout. The 49ers just rebuilt their entire defense through the NFL draft. We talked about this at length so much. And just how the 49ers really needed to retool this defense. There were so many holes heading into this draft, and the 49ers have done a great job of addressing those holes, and they were able to get that player who fits perfectly into this scheme. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. This is going to put the San Francisco 49ers now in a good spot to potentially target. Now, this is where we got to hold our breath a little bit. Does David Walker make it to the 49ers' next pick? Because if he does, that might be a phenomenal pick. You got 2 interior defensive tackles. You got your edge setter. Now go out and get a situational pass rusher in David Walker. Sheesh. That would be wonderful.
Got that maturity that runs through the team with your quarterback and your star defender in Will Anderson. They're thinking about a big run, trying to fortify this team. That's why I think Nick Casero's making these kind of moves, Rich.
What does this say about the draft from the Miami point of view? Where they're like, well,
so we're doing a great job. 49ers addressing all their needs, filling it with players who fit the role, fit the mold exactly of what the San Francisco 49ers are looking for. And that's all you can ask for right now. That's all you can ask for. So I love it. I love what the 49ers are building right here. I love what they're doing. I think that this is a great selection. So, man, we are absolutely doing a great job here. And one of the cool things about this is that you're getting a bunch of guys who are going to be cost controlled for the next few years. So this is awesome, man. This is awesome.
Mike McDaniel, the head coach, got an A+. So that tells you something about probably how the organization's doing.
So I'd say the 49ers need to dip into the defense. One more pick, and then give Kyle Shanahan a chance. Give Kyle Shanahan a chance, baby. But as it stands right now, Loving it.
I got a D plus in my first year in Spanish. Vamonos.
Loving it.
Vamonos, Andale.
Okay.
Yeah, you watched enough Bugs Bunny.
I took it over. Mr. Hernandez was not kind to me. Yeah. How'd you do on the rebound?
Cam Scatterbo went to the Giants.
So you were eligible for what?
So, all right. Let's get instant grades in the chat. What would you grade the San Francisco 49ers pick of defensive tackle CJ West out of Indiana? Let me know in the comments below. What are you grading that pick in the 4th round? I see a couple, we're kind of all over the place. I've seen as high as an A down to a C. I see an A plus. At 114 overall, I gotta give CJ West a solid A. What a phenomenal pick. Fits a need. You get a great player who we've seen the archetype of what that kind of player can do in this system. Again, if you need a reference point of what CJ West is, just think of DJ Jones. Just think of DJ Jones, and that's going to tell you everything that you need to know about this pick for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm loving it. I think it's a great pick. And again, when you take a step back and you look at how the 49ers have built through this draft, defensive line being a huge emphasis. We talked about it at the very beginning. They need at minimum 4 defensive linemen, so that I think there's still one more defensive lineman in the hopper for this team, and that is the situational pass rusher. So this is such a huge trade. Or not a trade, just a huge draft with all the implications, all that stuff. So this guy's going to be an immediate impact. He's going to be immediately a part of the rotation from day one. I would go out as far as to say that he's probably better right now than Jordan Elliott. And he's going to have a real chance to start, dude. The 49ers might have 3 rookie starters on their defensive line with CJ West, Alfred Collins, and Mykel Williams. So as it stands right now, that would be my expectation. Yetur Gross-Matos obviously is going to be able to have the opportunity to be in that heavy rotation as well. But, man, we might be looking at 3 starters that are rookies on the 49ers defensive line. The Rams go with Auburn running back Jarquez Hunter. I like Jarquez Hunter. I think he's a really good back. And then the Texans go with USC running back Woody Marks, who I do think is a bit of an underrated wide receiver as well. Running back, I should say. There we go. But 2 RBs off the board. It appears Kyle Shanahan has been barred from this draft. And honestly, not mad about it. I think this has been a really solid draft for the 49ers so far. Addressed every need that they had, and I think filled it with good players. So far, again, you might have a perception of where certain players have gone, whether they are reaches or not. But at the end of the day, are they good players? And the 49ers have gotten good players in this class. So that is my biggest takeaway, is that I see the vision. I see the how they're going to fit into the 49ers defense. I see what the mold is. They're basically taking the 2019 archetype of that defense, and then they are basically plugging it in to now 2025 with very similar players to fill very similar roles. And again, what happened in 2019? The San Francisco 49ers went 13-3 and went all the way to the Super Bowl. So, not saying that's what's going to happen, but I am saying that the 49ers have a clear vision of how they're rebuilding this defense, and it's basically 2019 2.0. And I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all, because we saw how solid those drafts were, or that team was, and that structure was. And if the 49ers can replicate that, then yeah, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot for sure. So I'm about it. The 49ers just selected CJ West, if you're just joining us, interior defensive tackle. Billy Bowman, safety, goes to the Falcons right here. Are you guys upset that the 49ers have gone all defense? Or are you absolutely okay with it? Let me know in the chat. What are you thinking? Are you thinking the 49ers are going overkill on the defense? Or is this the right, just the right amount? Go all defense. Normally we're a group of fans who don't like to see the 49ers draft defensive linemen. This might be the first time in recent memory that I've seen 49er fans unanimously excited that the 49ers are going D-line. I know not a lot of fans are, I remember the mock I did, my mock draft 4.0. I took one offensive lineman, and I got killed by a lot of 49er fans. You only took one offensive lineman? I was like, did you see how many holes are on the defense? There's so many holes. There are literally so many holes on the defense, man. So one of the things when looking back at my mock draft 4.0, I haven't gotten all the players right, but I feel like I've gotten a lot of the kind of needs and kind of the positions right. Maybe the players weren't the right players that I picked, but I think I kind of identified the values and where those players should be picked in what rounds. And because I also had the 49ers in my last mock taking Kobe Bryant, cornerback out of Kansas, ahead of CJ West. So, but guess who I had the San Francisco 49ers taking in round 5? I had the 49ers. So after my CJ West pick, I had the 49ers taking David Walker. But the 49ers do still have one 4th-round pick left. And then they got 2 5th-round draft picks after that.
Linebacker out of Clemson. You see the athleticism here. He's able to just hurdle a blocker. But someone who plays off the ball, you'll actually see him get a little bit of work on the edge as well. The stuff he does best, spy the quarterback, backside speed. That I mentioned speed. That's his game.
And they absolutely love him at Clemson. When you ask.
Ooh, the Titans draft Gunnar Helm out of Texas. It's actually not a bad pick.
Gunnar Helm's got some incredible catches. When you go through his catch tape, now his combine time was not great. He was not healthy there. He ran in the 4.8. He's faster than that. And to me, I like the value here watching with some of the plays he made against Georgia, this is a great pick here at this point in time.
Yeah, I'm liking what we're doing, man.
For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another internationally made selection, and the Panthers pick.
I'm liking it.
Steelers are back on the clock.
Silent says, Great Wall of Santa Clara. The Tush Push Crusher. Oh, man. That's crazy. But, yeah, I'm excited about what the 49ers are doing right now. Because, like, as we've talked about when it comes to the roster construction, the 49ers offense, for the most part, has remained intact. Really, the only starters that they have lost are Deebo Samuel and Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks. Oh, no. Dang. Oh, I'm so upset right now. The Buccaneers have selected David Walker with the 121st pick in the NFL draft. Oh, it hurts so good. It hurts so good. I love David Walker, man. Oh, Tampa. So, again, we knew that was going to be a challenge. We knew it was going to be hard for him to get to that next pick, in my opinion, at one, wherever they're picking. But David Walker goes off the board. Oh, I'm happy for David, but damn, I would have loved him on the 49ers. So much. Pain. Not my boy. Not my boy. David Walker, no. He would have been the perfect pick after CJ West. Honestly, he would have just, again, the situational pass rusher that he is going to be a force, I think, in the NFL. I don't think he's going to be a 3-down guy, but I do think that he has the potential to be a 10 sack plus type of edge rusher. I think he's a pretty solid player. But man, oh man, my guy goes to Tampa. Happy for him. Again, we had him on the channel, so we got to I interviewed him twice throughout this process. I interviewed him at the Senior Bowl, and then I was able to interview him on the channel. But yeah, he's a great player. Underrated player. He was the first ever defensive player of the year in the FCS. The first time they had the award, he was able to snag it. Over 30 sacks in 3 years at the FCS level.
Community level, unit level. Allow me to see the exact unit that you're going to be living in. But stop there. Down to the cellular digital guy. Brightwoods.com. Place to find a place.
The DQ freezer is open again for our 85th birthday to bring back our most wished for Blizzard flavor.
Pretty early. I don't think this is early for Walker at all. I really don't. This to me was perfect. Right around this spot that's why we were talking. I think I even mentioned when we were on the clock is I would love David Walker at this point would be a luxury. CJ West was the need. We needed CJ West. But Walker would have been the luxury pick here.
Lots of picks are in. One was announced while we were gone.
we have a newest member of the Ohio State go off the board.
Yeah, Lathan Ransom, another talented member of this defense here as a safety. They'll use him in that robber role. We've talked about that a little
Man,
bit. You see his ability.
they're after us.
He is a quick trigger.
They're after us, detail.
Aggressive. He picks his line and he will hit the
They're on to us. Someone said, when are we taking the running back? I would say maybe like 6th round. Oh, no, we don't have a 6th round pick. 7th round. I'm saying 7th round running back. Could honestly be 5th round, but 7th round running back. I think the 49ers should draft. So they got 3 more picks. They got 4th round, another 4th round pick, and then they're going to have 2 5th round picks, and then no 6th round pick, and then a couple 7ths. So I think that's how they should do it. I think you go O-line coming up, Esapole, Jackson Slater, one of those guys. You try to potentially get a situational pass rusher if you can. Maybe a wide receiver.
Perfectly for what they're going to do. You mentioned Bully, she's going to beat you up off the edge.
Now, Jack Sawyer is obviously a terrific player who plays big in big games.
And the Steelers just took Jack Sawyer. This is a guy that was talked about as a 2nd round draft pick at one point. So he goes off the board in the 4th round. I think one of the reasons why he didn't go as high is because of the speed. Didn't have a ton of speed. Didn't have a ton of speed. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little break. The 49ers will be back on the clock here pretty shortly. I'll create the next live stream. And then I'll drop the link in the chat. So if you want to use it as a kind of a chat. And then we will come back.
Okay, everyone. Now this is a special pick, not just because it's the Packers. This young man is here today.
All right, let me do this.
So give him a good round of applause. With the 124th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Barron Sorrell.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
And here's why the commissioner came out to announce it, because
He's here.
Has been in the green room this entire time. And here it is.
Wow.
I didn't know he was here.
Pretty cool. Now, I don't think he had any expectation of night one, but I think there was the thought that yesterday was going to be possibly be.
Oh, that's interesting.
I love the fact that he stuck it out. Here he is getting his.
All right, here's the link. So if you guys want to hop over there, use the chat. I'll be back in probably about 30 minutes. And then we'll be back to react to the 49ers next pick. I'll see you guys in a bit. Smash that like button on your way out. Peace. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see